You wake up. The house is completely quiet. You walk into the kitchen and pour yourself a hot, steaming cup of dark black coffee. You glance at the clock on the wall. You're waiting for noon to eat your first real meal of the day. Your stomach rumbles. It feels totally empty, but you ignore it. You drink the dark coffee and feel a sudden surge of pride. You are fasting. You believe you are burning stubborn belly fat. You believe you are doing the exact right thing for your long-term health. Stop right there. Take a very close look at what you are actually doing to your biology. Skipping breakfast after the age of 50 to lose weight is a massive mistake. It is the biological equivalent of taking a sledgehammer to your home's load-bearing wooden pillars just to keep the living room fireplace burning for a few more hours. Yes, fasting is a fantastic tool when you are in your 30s. Your body is highly resilient and adaptable then. But after you cross that 50-year mark, the fundamental rules of human biology change completely. Skipping that crucial morning meal forces your aging body into a severe cellular panic. It begins to cannibalize its own tissue. It aggressively breaks down your skeletal muscle. It can even pull vital, life-sustaining resources directly from your precious heart tissue. Your body does this destructive work just to find the baseline energy it needs to function. I want you to know that this is not your fault. Every popular fitness influencer on the internet pushes the strict 16-hour daily fast. They promise it is the ultimate universal cure for aging. Plus, your natural digestion feels noticeably slower these days. Heavy meals sit much longer in your stomach. Because of this, skipping a meal entirely feels like a massive relief to your aging digestive tract. It feels good to give your stomach a break. But clinical researchers studying human longevity have discovered a deeply troubling truth. This modern fasting obsession is quietly destroying the physical independence of older adults across the country. Put a plus in the comments if you skip breakfast to stay lean, or a minus if you always eat early. And the solution is not just eating anything in sight. If you blindly break your fast at noon with a simple piece of toast and jam, you create another problem entirely. You instantly spike your blood sugar. This causes your body to store immediate belly fat. You lose the muscle in the morning and you gain the fat in the afternoon. It is a terrible, frustrating cycle. At the end of this consultation, I'm going to show you a completely different approach. I call it the 30-gram valve method. It is a highly specific, science-backed way to break your fast using a very precise temperature trick. It perfectly preserves all your healthy insulin benefits. Most importantly, it physically locks down your muscle tissue to prevent any further loss. Let us talk about what actually happens inside your cells as we get older. As we cross the 50-year mark, our bodies develop a silent, invisible condition. It is called anabolic resistance. Think of anabolic resistance as a thick, heavy layer of industrial rust forming on the metabolic locks of your muscle cells. When you are young and in your 20s, almost any food you eat instantly opens that lock. A simple bowl of cereal or a piece of fruit sends a clear signal to your body to build strength and repair daily physical damage. Now that cellular lock is deeply stubborn. It heavily resists opening. If you fast for too long in the morning, your body goes into a state of complete biological panic. Your brain and your vital organs desperately need a steady, uninterrupted stream of amino acids just to keep running. Amino acids are the basic, foundational building blocks of human life. Because you have not eaten, those building blocks are entirely missing from your bloodstream. Your body has no choice. It borrows them from the largest storage units available. It takes them directly from your legs. It takes them from your arms. It takes them from your chest and your back. You are quite literally shrinking from the inside out. Think about waking up and feeling a strange, subtle weakness in your knees when you walk down the front stairs. Think about struggling to open a new jar of pickles or pushing open a heavy glass door when it used to be completely effortless. That is not just a normal, inevitable part of getting older. That is the direct, measurable physical result of morning muscle loss. It is compounded over months and years of prolonged fasting. So your morning fast is secretly stripping your leg strength. But this invisible theft becomes a complete biological disaster when you add your favorite morning drink into the mix. Most people rely heavily on drinking black coffee on a completely empty stomach. They use it to push through the morning grogginess and artificially extend their fast until lunch. This is a profound mistake. When you introduce a massive dose of highly concentrated acidic caffeine into an empty, aging digestive tract, you force a violent chemical reaction. It immediately spikes your cortisol levels. Cortisol is an ancient, incredibly powerful stress hormone. Its primary job is to break down physical tissue to flood your body with quick energy for a survival scenario. It literally thinks you're running from physical danger. When you drink that black coffee on an empty stomach, you are not burning fat. You are actively dissolving your own muscle fibers right into your bloodstream. Your brain registers the empty stomach and the sudden influx of botanical acids as a direct physiological threat. It sends a frantic electrical signal down your spinal cord to your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands dump cortisol into your system. This cortisol travels directly to your skeletal muscle. It acts like a chemical wrecking ball. It smashes the protein structures in your biceps and your thighs. You might think switching to a premium decaf solves this entire problem completely. It does not. The lack of caffeine does nothing to stop the harsh botanical acids from triggering that exact same stress response. The acidity alone in an empty stomach is enough to signal panic to your adrenal glands. This is exactly why that specific temperature and timing trick I will share at the end is completely non-negotiable for your morning routine. While your cortisol is busy stripping your muscles of vital protein, your liver is suddenly forced to step in. It has to do a demanding, exhausting job that it absolutely hates doing. The prevailing diet myth tells us that fasting for 16 hours deeply cleanses the body. We are told it burns belly fat perfectly at any age. The truth is much more complicated and much more dangerous. For older adults, prolonged fasting rapidly accelerates a condition called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the medical term for severe age-related muscle loss. Because you haven't eaten, your liver enters a state called gluconeogenesis. Think of this as a desperate, overworked recycling plant melting down structural steel girders just to make cheap tin cans. Your liver takes the high-quality muscle tissue it just borrowed from your legs and turns it into basic low-grade sugar. It does this just to keep your brain fueled and your heart beating. It is a completely backwards, highly destructive process. You are burning your own structural foundation for cheap, temporary fuel. And to make matters worse, many of those prepackaged snacks sold in stores actually speed this liver process up. They're packed with hidden artificial emulsifiers that confuse your liver even more. Have you noticed how supermarkets push those expensive, fake, fasting-friendly snack bars that just leave you hungrier? Let me know below. Instead of burning fat, your liver is working double overtime to break down the very physical strength that keeps you independent. You notice this silent loss when you try to stand up from a deep, soft living room sofa. You suddenly have to rock forward and use your hands to push off the armrests. You notice it when you reach up to the top shelf of your pantry to grab a heavy ceramic bowl. Your shoulders feel weak and unstable. This is gluconeogenesis in action. You are literally burning your own structural foundation for cheap fuel. But simply breaking your fast with a standard healthy breakfast will not stop this destructive cycle at all. To completely stop the muscle loss, you need to hit a very specific, highly targeted biological trigger. Nutrition experts call this the leucine threshold. Leucine is a very special, incredibly powerful amino acid. Think of leucine as the heavy-duty industrial WD-40 that powerfully breaks the rust off that stubborn lock on your aging muscle cells. It is the master key. It activates a specific protein complex in your body called mTOR. Think of mTOR as the master general contractor on a major construction site. Until the general contractor arrives and blows the starting whistle, the workers just stand around doing absolutely nothing. If you do not consume enough of this specific amino acid in one single sitting, the lock simply does not open. The contractor never blows the whistle. The protein you eat just bounces off the cell membrane. It goes completely to waste. This is exactly why traditional, highly recommended breakfasts fail older adults entirely. A large bowl of warm oatmeal, a slice of whole wheat toast, and a ripe banana might sound incredibly healthy, but together they have almost zero leucine. Eating them leaves the cellular lock completely rusted shut. The meal fails completely at preserving your muscle. It just spikes your blood sugar and sends you into an afternoon crash. You might assume the logical answer is to blend a massive scoop of artificial protein powder into your morning water. Never do this. Those heavily processed commercial powders often contain synthetic sweeteners and artificial thickeners. These foreign chemicals severely disrupt the delicate bacterial balance in your aging lower intestine. They cause severe bloating, intense gas, and painful stomach cramps. We need a highly bioavailable, purely natural source of leucine. And the way you prepare it using the specific method I'm about to reveal changes everything. Since oatmeal fails so miserably at opening the lock, you might automatically assume you need to eat a massive heavy steak right at sunrise. You might think you need huge plates of heavy animal protein. But your older stomach simply lacks the strong, highly acidic gastric juices required to break that heavy meat down efficiently. In your 20s, your stomach produced a highly concentrated bath of hydrochloric acid. Now that acid production has naturally slowed down. Eating a steak at 8 a.m. will just leave you feeling incredibly tired, bloated, and sluggish. Instead of heavy meats, look at what happens right inside your morning frying pan. A common, almost universal morning habit is frying eggs until the yolks are chalky and the edges are brown and crispy. Please stop doing this. High heat severely damages the delicate amino acids your body is desperately begging for. It fundamentally alters their physical structure. It creates something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. When you see that brown, crispy edge on a fried egg white, you are actually looking at a chemical mutation. The protein has denatured and bonded with sugars under extreme heat. Think of AGEs as microscopic sticky burrs that travel rapidly through your bloodstream. They do not just float harmlessly. They have a specific, dangerous chemical affinity for the synovial fluid that lubricates your joints. They look for places to settle. They sink into the microscopic spaces between your knuckles, your knees, and your hips. They cause that deeply frustrating morning stiffness. They create hidden, daily inflammation throughout your entire body. You are accidentally cooking the leucine right out of your breakfast. Good pasture-raised eggs are getting expensive. What city are you watching from, and what does a carton cost there right now? Tell me below. Overcooking those precious eggs destroys the exact biological medicine your aging muscles need. It turns a healing food into an inflammatory burden. Overcooking destroys the exact biological WD-40 your muscles are begging for. But even if you cook it perfectly, the entire process fails completely if you make one common mistake immediately after swallowing your last bite. The ultimate biological hack for older adults requires one final, highly specific step. Your perfectly cooked meal must be paired with immediate, light mechanical tension. This is the absolute ultimate secret to aging well. This simple step completely bypasses age-related insulin resistance. It physically forces the digested protein directly into the starving muscle tissue. It bypasses the rusted locks entirely. This precise physical action triggers a biological process called mechanotransduction. Think of it as physically flipping on the bright factory lights in a dark, empty warehouse. Suddenly, the workers, your circulating protein molecules, can actually see what they're supposed to be building. They can get to work repairing your leg muscles and your arm muscles. The physical tension of your muscle fibers sends a direct chemical signal right into the cell nucleus. Without that mechanical light, the protein just sits in your bloodstream. It eventually gets filtered through your kidneys or stored as stubborn belly fat. It does absolutely nothing to help you maintain your independence. Speaking of preparing your morning eggs, do you strictly store yours in the cold fridge or leave them out on the counter? Let me know your side of the debate. This brings us directly to the complete, step-by-step 30-gram valve method. It is brilliantly simple, highly effective, and very easy to follow. You do not need to eat the very second you roll out of bed. In fact, you absolutely shouldn't. When you wake up, your tissues are naturally dehydrated from 8 hours of respiration. Pour a large glass of room temperature water. Do not add ice. Ice-cold water severely shocks the vagus nerve and tightly constricts the delicate blood vessels in your stomach lining. Drink the room temperature water and then wait exactly 60 minutes. Use this time to read, stretch, or plan your day. Let your natural waking hormones, like that powerful cortisol, settle down naturally. Let your adrenal glands relax. Do not touch the coffee maker yet. Do not introduce any harsh botanical acids into your empty system. After that hour has passed, consume exactly 30 grams of highly bioavailable, soft-cooked protein. This is the absolute magic number. It provides the exact amount of leucine needed to blow the whistle and wake up the general contractor. Soft-boiled eggs are absolutely perfect for this. If you want to know exactly how to make them without destroying the amino acids, bring a heavy pot of water to a gentle rolling boil. Do not let it violently bubble. Carefully lower your eggs into the water using a slotted spoon to prevent microscopic cracks in the shell. Set a timer for exactly 6 minutes. When the timer goes off, plunge them immediately into a bowl of ice water. This extreme temperature shift stops the cooking process instantly. The whites will be perfectly softly set. The yolks will be warm, rich, and completely runny. This gentle heat preserves every single milligram of that precious leucine. It prevents the formation of those joint-destroying AGEs entirely. If you do not like eggs, a large bowl of plain, high-quality Greek yogurt works wonderfully too. Greek yogurt is packed with natural probiotics and is incredibly easy on an aging, sensitive digestive system. You can even stir in a handful of raw hemp hearts or chia seeds for added healthy fats. Just ensure you maintain that strict 30-gram protein focus. This soft-cooked, easily digested protein provides the massive dose of leucine your body requires. It acts as the WD-40. It breaks the rust off the cellular locks and deeply opens the door for muscle repair. But the true biological catalyst is what you do next. As soon as you finish your last bite, do not sit down on the living room couch. Do not open your laptop to check your morning emails. Immediately perform exactly 5 minutes of light, purposeful physical movement. This does not mean putting on tight gym clothes and lifting heavy iron weights. You do not need to sweat. You do not need to breathe heavily. You can do gentle wall push-ups right against your kitchen counter. Stand facing your counter. Place your hands firmly on the edge, slightly wider than your shoulders. Step your feet back. Slowly lower your chest toward the counter, then press back up. Do this 10 times while you wait for your breakfast dishes to soak. You can do a few light, controlled squats while holding on to the back of a sturdy dining chair. Or you can simply take a brisk, highly purposeful walk around the inside of your home or out in your garden. This light, immediate movement physically turns on the factory lights. It forcefully activates the mechanotransduction. The dangerous, silent muscle cannibalization that started during the night stops instantly. Your metabolism stays highly elevated. This gives you all the incredible waist-slimming, fat-burning benefits of a traditional fast. But it does so without the devastating, crippling muscle loss that ruins your mobility and destroys your balance. Try this exact routine tomorrow morning. It will profoundly change how you feel for the rest of the day. Combine 3 perfectly soft-boiled eggs in a small bowl. Add a generous pinch of fresh, coarse black pepper. The black pepper is a fantastic, highly functional addition. It naturally stimulates your stomach to produce more of that necessary gastric acid, making digestion even easier and more efficient for your aging body. Eat this meal slowly. Enjoy it. Savor the rich flavor. Then follow it immediately with a brisk 10-minute walk outside in the fresh morning air. Feel the strength returning to your legs. Feel the clarity returning to your mind. Food is not your enemy. When you are over 50, high-quality, properly prepared food is your body's best and most loyal friend. You just need to know exactly how to use it properly. Give your body the exact biological tools it requires, at the exact right time, in the exact right physical state. If you do this, your body will reward you in ways you cannot even begin to imagine. It will keep you incredibly strong. It will keep your mind remarkably sharp and deeply focused. It will protect your delicate joints and your hardworking heart. And it will keep you vigorously, unapologetically independent, allowing you to travel, play with your grandchildren, and enjoy your life entirely on your own terms for decades to come. If this specific biological breakdown interested you, you will absolutely love my next video. It is called Stop Putting Raw Spinach in Smoothies. It's Ruining Your Joints. In that video, I am exposing the hidden, highly dangerous oxalate crystals found in raw spinach and common almonds. These natural plant compounds act exactly like microscopic glass shards inside your body. They settle deep into aging joints and cause severe, unexplained, agonizing stiffness that most doctors completely misdiagnose as basic arthritis. You do not want to miss it. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. Thank you for your time today. Stay strong, take care of your body, and I will see you in the next video.